Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Today's video, we are back with another offseason rebuild, and today we have the Philadelphia 76ers. So at the time I'm recording this, it's Saturday night. Yes, I know it's sad, but James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers are officially going to be together, at least for the beginning of this upcoming season. Woj reported 76ers have basically taken all potential deals off the table. Asking price just seemed like it was way too high for teams like the Los Angeles Clippers. And honestly, it looks like Harden's going to be here for at least the beginning of this season. Now, I don't know how that's going to pan out. We've seen James Harden when he doesn't necessarily get what he wants. He starts either just not caring or he turns up fat or whatever the situation may be. He typically ends up getting what he wants in the end, but crazy scenario. We're going to do the side of the Sixers today, and we're going to see if we can keep Harden and hopefully win this team a championship. So you guys are not seeing this one till Monday. I'm pre-recording some videos this week because I have some stuff going on later in the week, but that really doesn't change the fact that I'd love to hear you guys' video ideas. Whatever you guys may have, let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, we're in a very dead point of the offseason right now, really just waiting for the start of 2K24, which I believe is actually less than a month away. So looking forward to that, but we'll definitely have some more content coming out within the next month. But of course, you guys got any video ideas, let me know them down below in the comment section. But yeah, man, quite the curveball. Potentially James Harden in Philadelphia after he opts into the player option and felt like they both agreed there was going to be a trade. That's not happening, at least not yet. So let's get into this one. So this is going to be a 3-year rebuild, so we really have to capitalize on this window that we do have here. Obviously, the 76ers are a contender in the Eastern Conference. They're not rebuilding. They're trying to win right now, obviously. Joel Embiid, MVP. James Harden, former MVP. Let's just dive into this roster a little bit. I'll give you my thoughts on it. So we've kind of gone over my thoughts on Harden. Again, I don't want to say that it's like bad business on the 76ers side, because obviously James Harden is still getting paid $36 million this season. But if they told him that if he opted in, they'd find a trade that worked, that's kind of scummy. I also think there's another end of it where it's maybe Harden saying, yeah, there's really not a lot of good teams in free agency that have cap space. So maybe this kind of works out best for both sides, and then ultimately couldn't really find a deal that, worked for the 76ers. So that I would understand a little bit more, and that makes a little bit more sense to me. But there are people on like Twitter right now, shocking, I know, being like, why the hell, what's going on? Because a lot of people are just assuming that James Harden only opted in because they said they were going to trade him. I don't think it's quite that simple. In terms of the backup spot here, Patrick Beverley signed with the Sixers this offseason. Obviously brings some hard-nosed defense, good veteran presence. I actually like this signing for them quite a bit. It gives this team a little bit of balls, to be honest. They've been missing it for years. Trust me, I watched them against my Celtics. Tyrese Maxey, I know didn't sign that extension this offseason. I know they weren't necessarily worried about it because obviously they can match any contract he gets, but in all honesty, they're probably going to pay him either at some point this season or next offseason, all likelihood at the latest. DeAnthony Melton is a solid bench piece for me, only 25 years old at that 78 overall. And the rest of the shooting guards we have here, to be quite honest with you, they're probably not going to get the minutes to either develop or they're just not good enough, whatever it may be. But with Korkmaz, Springer, Smith here, I just don't really see these guys as any realistic option to get into the rotation. So it's interesting. Tobias Harris is making almost $40 million. And Tobias Harris has some nights where he looks pretty good. And then there are some nights it's like, who the hell gave you this contract? So I don't know what I'm going to do with Tobias Harris. $39 million this season. Does he have an expiring option this season? Or is he... Yeah, no, this is the last year of his deal. So we'll see what we end up doing with him. I'm going to keep him here for now. I'm not going to change this team too much before year one. Daniil House is here as well. He's 30. I might look for an upgrade at the backup small forward spot. We'll look at what my options are. The power forward spot is pretty tough because PJ Tucker, in all honesty, might still be starting. I don't know if they have Paul Reed move into that starting power forward spot. Whatever ends up happening, it's definitely probably the weakest spot out of the 5 here. Then the center spot, obviously, last year's MVP, Mr. Joel Embiid. Zero plans of trading him. I have no plans of moving on. I don't know what the Sixers are going to do in real life. I'm not saying they'll want to trade him, but if Harden leaves or gets traded and it's another really shitty postseason for the Sixers where they're choking in the second round like they do every year, or whatever it may be, and that Embiid trade request hits, oh, man, this process is restarting, I can tell you that. They brought in Mo Bamba this offseason. You got Montrezl Harrell coming back here as well. The contracts in these two are not 100% accurate. just because this is what the suggested, contract for 2K is, and then I'll take any less. But they're both one-year deals. I'm not necessarily worried about it. And then if you're worrying about where Paul Reed is, he's in free agency. Unfortunately, I do not have cap space or bird rights to sign him back, so in all likelihood, he'll accept his qualifying offer, and then ultimately I'll just edit his contract at the start of next year because they matched it from Utah. So I think at this point there might be a couple trades. I forget the guy's name, but I believe it was a European player they brought in to be another power forward on this team. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out, but I might have one or two trades. We're making this deal here with the Detroit Pistons. We're sending them Danil House and Furkan Korkmaz for Isaiah Levers and a future second-round pick. Now, really, the only reason I'm doing this is because we're getting like 6 years younger at our backup small forward spot. I'm not saying House would have regressed or anything, but there's just a little bit more potential here with Levers. And quite honestly, I don't really feel like any of these are good backup small forward options, but I think Levers is probably the better option out of the two. So welcome to the team. We also get a second-round pick in this deal. Obviously, we're not trying to make this a realistic rebuild or anything. So it will be Harden. It will be Beverly here. It's going to be Maxey. It's going to be Melton. Small forward spot will be Harris and Levers. We're going to obviously wait on Paul Reed. We're bringing back PJ Tucker for now. I mean, again, I don't really necessarily think it's the best choice in the world because I think in all likelihood he's either going to retire or just a guy I don't want to bring back in the offseason next year. But again, I'm not going to trade him right now. It's just I don't want to stray too far outside the realm of possibility, at least here before year one starts. So I'm going to wait on Paul Reed right now, but that's going to be our last move, and then I'll see you guys with the rotation. It's year one here in Philadelphia, and this team is interesting, to say the least. Obviously, we have a new head coach here in Nick Nurse, but there's really nothing fundamental that's changing about this team. So I'll be interested to see how this works out, but as of now, here's how it's going to be. James Harden, who's surprisingly still a 90. Weirdly enough, you don't see that too often. I mean, I have seen it before, don't get me wrong, but typically he's around like an 88, 87 to start year ones here, so weird. But I'll take it, obviously. You've also seen him win MVPs sometimes in year ones in these rebuilds. Very, very strange. But he's obviously our starting point guard. Tyrese Maxey's up to an 87. That's absolutely beautiful. Tobias Harris here is our starting 3. PJ Tucker is down to a 73. That is not something that gets me very excited. I'm still going to start him because I think fit-wise it makes the most sense, but I'm definitely looking for a replacement come this offseason. Obviously, Joel Embiid here at the center spot. Bench unit's going to be led by DeAnthony Melton. I brought back Paul Reed. I updated his contract. I moved him to the power forward spot. So there's an argument to maybe start him at the 4 just because of the overall and the potential. In terms of spacing, I think PJ Tucker fits just a little bit better. So we're going to go with Tucker for now. That's probably how it's going to be in real life anyways. Followed by Mo Bamba, Patrick Beverly, and then Isaiah Levers. So again, this team is interesting. I mean, I would not be surprised if the same thing that happens to them pretty much every year happens again, or we just don't win shit with this core right now. Would not surprise me one bit. But again, definitely going to be some big decisions made this offseason. But as of now, these are the guys we're going with, and there's definitely still a lot of talent here. So I'll see you guys at the end of year one. We wrap up our first season here in Philadelphia with a record of 48-34. That doesn't exactly get me very excited for the playoffs, but again, it is what it is. I knew what I was getting myself into. Ja Morant is your MVP. Again, it's not like his suspension is included here, so obviously he played a full 82 games. I don't play with injuries on. It makes sense. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. CP3, I'm still not going to be. I don't even think when the NBA season starts and I actually watch a Warriors game and see Chris Paul out on the floor, it's actually still going to hit me. This just looks so weird. Just thinking of this, oh God, it's weird. Evan Mobley's your D-Boy. He also wins Most Improved. Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year for the Atlanta Hawks. Surprise, surprise. All right, let's take a full look here. We're actually the 4 seed here in the East. We have Milwaukee round 1. That's not fun, but again, I will take that. And anybody else surprised that Atlanta and Cleveland, top 2 teams here in 2K, I'm definitely not. Here's a look at the Western Conference if you want to take a pause. So let's check out the numbers on the year, see how everybody played. Embiid was obviously kind of an MVP level again. He's very, very dominant, but he is 30 years old. So I'm not saying he's going to regress or anything, but we're definitely going to have to start building pretty fast. James Harden played incredible as well. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 11 halves. That's great. I'm honestly surprised. I'm not surprised he's playing this well. I'm just surprised about overall going up. It's awesome. I love it. Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Melton, Reed, Baum. Okay, cool. I guess the one thing we're really going to have to figure out is what we're going to do with Tobias Harris. And then obviously, oh, good. I lost my Wi-Fi. It just comes right back. It's a piece of shit. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it. I can see my router right there. It's fine. But we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with Tobias Harris and ultimately, figure out who's going to be our new power forward next year. So that's an offseason decision. Obviously, with the playoffs coming up in the Milwaukee Bucks, are not an easy first-round opponent. Jrue Holiday, Malik Beasley, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bobby Portis. Got Clint Capella here now. Good God, what, did you trade Brook Lopez for Clint Capella? I will just say that Brook Lopez fits this team so much better than Capella does, but that's neither here nor there. All right, we actually end up winning the first 2 games. They take game 3, we win game 4, and we win in 5. That's actually a little bit surprising, but I will take it. And now here comes the big bad Atlanta Hawks. 2K's best friend, obviously, Brook Lopez, now a member of the Atlanta Hawks. We lose game 1 to Atlanta. We go down 2-0. It's 3-0. Okay. We lose in 5. Not really that shocked, to be quite honest with you. And it's LeBron James and the Lakers taking on Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Let's sim through this. The Lakers won it all. LeBron James at age 39, Finals MVP. All right, so it is time to have full control of, I guess, our first real offseason. I mean, we had an offseason, but it wasn't a real one. And, yeah, now we're going to try to get a little bit crazy. Did P.J. Tucker call it a career? No, but LeBron did. Or, well, maybe he didn't. I just don't see it here. Holy shit, did P.J. Tucker actually not retire? That's pretty crazy. Okay. Staff retirements. Pop calls it a career. He won't be doing that in real life. He just signed a 3-year extension. Hall of Fame, LeBron, CP3, Dwight Howard, really no surprises. I still can't believe Dwight wasn't in like the NBA 75. That's just insane to me. There's some guys in that list that will really surprise you when you look at the actual players that didn't make it. It's very surprising. All right, let's hit the draft lottery real quick. We're not going to have any picks in this lottery, but let's just see it nonetheless. The Sacramento Kings, wow. I don't know if they were bad or just were in the lottery and got like really lucky if they were like projected a late pick or something. I don't know. In terms of our coaching staff, Nick Nurse has good ratings. I think he's a clear upgrade over Doc Rivers, and he's not the reason that this team, won 48 games and lost in round 2. He's not the problem right now. So he's going to be staying, and yeah, let's head up to the draft. In terms of our draft pick situation, I'm not sure exactly what we got going on. We have our first and then about 4 second-round picks here, so maybe there's something we can do in the draft. Hang with me for a little bit. The Oklahoma City Thunder have the number 10 overall pick, along with basically every other lottery pick. And we're going to offer them every single draft pick that we have this year and see if they'll be willing to maybe move up to number 10 or allow us to move up to number 10. Because I think there's an impact player that we could possibly get there. And quite honestly, I think it definitely could save this rebuild. So they're not taking that. In terms of players I could potentially move, oh, shit. All right, I don't want to do either of those. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit here and we're going to go one by one until we find a team that'll take it. So that was 10 from Milwaukee. I have no idea who has 11. Just check and make sure the Thunder don't have 11 as well. Nope, that's a second round pick. Who has number 11? I know some of you do. Oh, man. Okay, 11. Okay, thank you very much. Chicago, they agreed to that. Okay, so we have the 11th overall selection. Stick with me for a second. I have an idea. So Buzelis, Edwards, Collier. Okay, a lot of guys you would expect to go went. In terms of who I want to take, it's going to be probably a small forward here. I think there's a couple options for me. I'm leaning between Cody Williams and Mackenzie Mbako here. DJ Wagner's here, Billy Klingon. Because I have an idea, and it's going to make sense in a little while. I think Cody Williams is probably my guy. Kiki Vanderway, what's the projection? Oh, also Kiki Vanderway. I'm going Cody Williams. I don't know if it's the right pick or not, but it looks like he's the highest overall, and hopefully it works out. He's a 76. That's beautiful. In terms of team player options, Springer and Smith both coming back. Could be in trades. Maybe we recuperate some assets. Lever's probably going to get qualified. Azat, nope. Tyrese Maxey, yes. And then Ricky Counts, probably not. So extending Maxey is the number 1 priority for me. And then on top of that, James. Oh, well, okay. We have a lot of free agents right now, and I need to get them all back. James Harden has no real offers, so oh my God, this is a lot of money, but kind of has to be given out, if you know what I'm saying. And yeah, on top of that, I'm going to give Maxey a real deal. I'm going to pay Tobias Harris, and then there's a potential sign-in trade I have in mind with Tobias Harris. So hang with me there, and then I do want to get Melton back as well. He's very important. And then we're going to wait here on Maxey, and other than that, we should be good. I think I'm just going to let Harrell go. Mo Bamba wouldn't be a bad guy to bring back. I think he's a good bench piece for me. And, yeah, other than that, nothing too major. But we get the 3 guys we really need back. And then I'm going to wait one more day for Maxey, just make sure we don't renounce him. And then now we're going to sign Tyrese Maxey as well. We get all 4 of those guys back. It's definitely a lot of money, but it was definitely kind of needed. And at this point in time, let's take a look at this team right now. There's definitely a potential move coming. I'll see you guys with it. We're going to see if it's going to be possible for us to get Keegan Murray here from the Sacramento Kings. Obviously, a whole lot younger than Tobias Harris. In terms of the numbers, he's playing very, very well. That 3-point percentage is down a little bit, but definitely something we can work on. And again, I think his overall is only going to skyrocket. So I'd much rather have him than Tobias Harris. They're not going to take it straight up. Surprise, surprise. How about if I throw in Jaden Springer? Will that do it? Nope. How about if I throw in Smith? Will that do it? Nope. I have one first-round pick I can trade because this is a protection backup from 2025, and that gets it done. That is a home run deal for me. I am very excited to have Keegan Murray here. We're going to have Cody Williams start at the 3 for us, and other than that, we're probably going to run it back pretty much. So we do need to find ourselves some backups now. We need a point guard, small forward, and center. We do not have a ton of money to go out and spend, so I'm actually going to sign Bogey. I know I get him a decent amount. I'll chill after this, but I do think he can be a really good backup small forward option for us. So we're going to move him to the backup 3. Actually goes up to an 81 overall. And then we need to find some other backups. Bringing back Mo Bamba would be great. I just don't know if we have the money to do it. So if we do, I'm obviously going to try, but we will see. Let's see. Will game let me bring back Mo Bamba? That's not what I'm doing. Let's see. Bamba. Okay. Man has one song written about him, and all of a sudden he's a celebrity. All right. Okay. The game's actually going to let me bring him back. So that's actually really big for us. I think he's going to be a really key piece off the bench for me. Again, just improving that bench from last year where it was maybe not so great. And then in terms of the small forwards, not a lot, but I can kind of sign Montrezl Harrell, get a little cheesy, and then maybe trade him as well. I know Levers is also qualified, so do I actually have bird rights on Isaiah Levers? I do not. Will the game let me bring him back? It will not. Let me, one sec, hang with me. I know I'm taking a lot of time, but I just want to double check. Isaiah Levers, thank you. It's actually going to let me bring him back. Okay, so we're going to combine both these guys into a trade and hopefully find ourselves a new upgrade at the backup point guard spot. Just 2 signing trades. That's what you can call them. So Harrell and Levers, and then just some sort of point guard. Von Carter and a first is actually not a bad deal whatsoever for me. If I don't see anything, but Jalen Noel is here. Yeah, he was great last year. All right, welcome to the team. All right, I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2. We've revamped this team a little bit, and I think it's on the up and up. I'll see you guys at the rotation. Oh my God, I'll see you guys at the rotation. After 48 wins and coming up short in the playoffs, we've decided to make some big changes to this team. We have 2 new starters in here alongside James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, and Joel Embiid. And I am really excited to see how this team kind of does. So here's how it's going to look. James Harden down to an 88 overall. Quite honestly, I don't care about the overall. If he plays as well or even close to how he did last year, he'll be staying here for the entirety of this video. Tyrese Maxey, we re-signed. He's obviously our starting shooting guard. Cody Williams got the rookie in here. Going to be a really big challenge for him, but I think he's going to have what it takes. I really do. Keegan Murray is an upgrade over Tobias Harris. He's starting here at the 4, and Joel Embiid at the 5. Another really big thing we did was we upgraded this bench. We had some really new and really key pieces. Well, obviously, Bogey coming here. Going to be my 6th man. I'm having him as the 6th man. 1, because he's the highest overall, and 2nd, because our lowest overall here in Cody Williams is actually going to be playing the least amount of minutes in the starting lineup. So got a veteran here with Bogey backing him up, who the game actually wants me to start, but I'm going with the young kid. Followed by D'Anthony Melton, Jalen Noel, Paul Reed, and then Mo Bamba. So good bench. We've made some upgrades, and I think this team can hopefully go a little bit further this year. It's the year we get out of the 2nd round, I'm telling you. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Year 2 was great, at least regular season-wise. We go 59-23 on the season, so 1 win away from 60+. That's typically the threshold I like my really good teams to be at, and I'm feeling pretty solid. Obviously, it means nothing we don't do well in the playoffs, but I'm excited. I'm going to enjoy the moment. Surprise, surprise, Darius Garland MVP. Anthony Black's Rookie of the Year. I guess maybe was in the G League or something. I don't really know. Brandon here has always wins some sort of award. I cannot pronounce this dude's last name for the life of me. Anthony Davis is your depoy. Brandon Miller, Most Improved. Jesus, the man dropped 30 a game. Pans out like this, I think Hornets fans are going to be getting the last laugh. Holy shit. I do not know how often this happens, but it is extremely rare that a team wins 75 games that I don't build. I'm not saying that to be an asshole. You just don't really see that very often. So who in the hell did Cleveland add to their team? Because nobody. They just won 75 games. Oh my God. They're doing backflips on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, good Lord. 75 wins? Don't get me wrong, Cleveland. What is this atrocity in the Western Conference? I mean, do not get me wrong. Cleveland's good. They're a young team with a whole lot of talent, a whole lot of potential, but let's chill the fuck out. Holy shit. I'm assuming it's going to be the same exact thing in 2K24. We'll see. Those are the numbers on the year. Harden was really good for us, and let's just see who we have in round 1. It's going to be the 7-seeded Toronto Raptors. This makes me want to throw up. Seeing Jaylen Brown in a Toronto Raptors jersey. I'm very happy he signed his extension, and like most Celtics fans are. Wow, that goes 7 games, but we get it done. We have Milwaukee, who we actually beat, and oh my God, Russell Westbrook is here playing with Giannis. And Michael Porter Jr. What the hell is going on right now? All right, well, that team's absolutely insane. We're down 3-0 to them, and we get swept. Not the way we wanted to go out. I don't care how good they are. I mean, to be fair, there was no chance we were beating Cleveland. I would be shocked if they don't, sweep. A win in 5. All right, yeah, Darius Garland, man. This game, they have like a fetish. It's weird. I'm not. It's like I don't really know how else to describe it. It's like it's a very passionate love what they have here. It's weird. I don't know. Let's hit the draft lottery. We're not going to have anything in here in all likelihood. I don't think I traded for any draft picks or anything like that. And let's just sim through it. Oklahoma City, Utah, San Antonio, Denver, and Chicago. Steph signing. I'm still comfortable with Nick Nurse. Again, a second-round exit. Shocking. I know the Philadelphia 76ers have never done that. But I don't think Nick Nurse is the problem. I don't think a Stauffer, if we go out and get him, is really going to help the team too much. So we're going to roll with Nick Nurse. Let's head up to the draft. Do we have our own pick? We do not. That's fine. We weren't drafting anybody anyways. Or I didn't have any plans to. Keegan Murray definitely coming back. That's great. Qualifying, we have nobody really big or important, which is good. And then I don't even think we have any really big free agents. We really don't. So obviously here we don't have any money, so we're not going to be signing any of these guys. But there's a potential move on the horizon. I think if we want to be serious championship contenders in our final season, we really need to go ahead and make an upgrade. Desmond Bane would obviously be that. If we're going to make this trade, it's obviously going to be sacrificing some bench. And Cody Williams, honestly, he had a fine rookie season. We just really don't have the time to develop him. And this 76ers team is not a 5-year rebuild team. So if we do this deal, we're going to lose out on a bench piece in Bogey. We're going to lose out on Paul Reed. But honestly, Desmond Bane is a true upgrade. I really do believe it. So I'd be willing to do this. I'm not surprised they didn't take that. And I have 2 first-round picks basically to play with. It only takes 1. Welcome to the team, Desmond Bane. So obviously that is a risk, but that's pretty much how all these videos go. If I don't make a major move at some point, they're basically just going to end the same way every single time with no championships. So that's a big risk. I also got to decide, is Harden worth it? I mean, he's making a lot of money. He's going to be 35, 36 next season. Again, really big decision, but I do want to try to get him a ring. I think I'm going to keep him. So we need to figure out a bench unit at this point because obviously we've lost some pieces. I do want to get Jalen Noel back. I'll wait on that probably. Wouldn't mind maybe bringing in a Chris Boucher. We do need to improve our bench. And, dude, I saw a video on TikTok. I forgot. This dude dunked from, like, the free throw line in a game. It was absolutely insane. Go find that video if you haven't seen it. It's absolutely nuts. I'm going to renounce everybody here but Jalen Noel. Boucher agrees to a deal. I definitely want to get Noel back. He definitely even could be in consideration for a 6-man responsibility for me. So we'll see. But getting him back is important. So let's see if he signs this deal. Maybe one more day. And he does. Okay, so let's look at the team. What am I missing? I think, yeah, small forward at this point. And, yeah, I mean, to be fair, these options all kind of suck a lot. Like, there's really no getting by that. So I'll sign Osman, and, again, you're going to hate me. I'm going to get insanely cheesy right now. But I need some sort of, significant backup small forward. And, yeah, again, sometimes you got to do shit like this. So Osman and our one remaining first. Who are my small forward options? They're probably not great, but, Nikola Jovic. Who's my power? Oh, it's Paul Reed. No, I included Paul Reed in the deal. Oh, it's Boucher now. Jovic would be fun, though, but can I move him to the small forward spot? Probably not, right? Oh, his secondary is small. Fuck it. I don't care. We're being unconventional today. We're going to move Nikola Jovic. He's going to be my new backup small forward. He actually goes up in overall. Cool. I'll take it. All right. I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. It is now the 3rd and final season here in Philadelphia. We made another major trade this offseason, adding Desmond Bane to a pretty good team that we had here already. So we're seeing a little bit of regression out of James Harden. We're also not seeing much progression on Keegan Murray, which is weird. But now, to be fair, I don't think Tobias Harris would be doing anything in terms of overall either, but maybe going down. But it's just weird. I thought Keegan Murray would be going up, but he's still playing well. It's James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Desmond Bane, Keegan Murray, Joel Embiid. The bench unit's still pretty good. I think we recuperated some assets that we lost in the Desmond Bane trade. We're still doing pretty well. It's going to be Anthony Melton, Nikola Jovic, Chris Boucher, Jalen Noel, Mo Bamba. This is it for now, man. This is it. This is hopefully a championship team. See you guys at the end of the 3rd and final season. We go 68-14 here in our final season in Philadelphia, but it might not matter because Michael Jordan, or the second coming of him anyways, a.k.a. Darius Garland, is, he's just playing out of his goddamn mind. I don't know. Cooper Flagg's your Rookie of the Year. He actually reclassified, so he's 2025. Anthony Black, your 6th Man of the Year. Anthony Davis is your DPOY. Derek Whitehead, Most Improved. Nick Nurse, 68-14. That gives him Coach of the Year. It looks like Cleveland didn't win 75 games this year, so thank the fucking heavens. But, oh, that's the wrong button. But, yeah, I mean, just good God. But, okay, whoa. Oh, my, we're going to end up with them in the plan. I can just tell. I can feel it in my loins. I'm telling you, we're going to end up with them in the plan. I don't know how. It's just going to happen. Here are the numbers on the season. Feel free to pause at any moment. Tyrese Maxey kind of taking a dip. Again, I didn't... Weird. I thought, like, Murray would maybe drop. Not, okay, whatever. I mean, I don't care who's doing what if we're winning, but who we got? Is it Cleveland? Oh, wow, we avoid them. Thank God. Oh, my... We need we need to relax on some of the regression that happens in this franchise. It is fucking ridiculous. Paul George in, what would this be, 2-3 years time? You're telling me Paul George falls off a cliff and he's a 79 overall? Are you kidding me? I mean, the only possible way something like this happens is, God forbid, he snaps his leg in half again. There's absolutely no way that one of the best, when healthy, two-way players in the league is doing this. What is wrong with this game? It's mind-boggling. They do it with him, they do it with DeRozan, they even do it with Harden. It's very, very strange to see, and it's very disrespectful, and I'm getting tired of it. I really am, because we ask for this every single season, for them to just fix, like, the smallest inconveniences here in my league, my NBA, whatever you want to call it. Never happens. Celtics here in the Eastern Conference semis. They've lost Jaylen Brown, but they are still a very good team, and I'm hoping we can get our revenge. It feels like the Celtics just kick the Sixers' ass every single time we sweep when we're finally out of the second round. Holy shit. We have the 6th-seeded Toronto Raptors, and speaking of Jaylen Brown, he's here. So is Julius Randle alongside Scotty Barnes. It's a pretty good big three right there. Never mind the fact that OG Anunoby's coming off that bench. All right, we're down 2-1. We go 2-2. We go up 3-2, and we're in the NBA Finals. And we're taking on SGA and the Thunder. They're like kind of the one team of the West I didn't want to face. Also, Cooper Flagg's here. Miles Turner. I feel like you don't really need Miles. You have Chet Holmgren. I don't know. Damn. For me, this team's obviously young, and even though like Cooper Flagg, Jalen Williams, their overalls aren't that high, they're very, very good. We do win game 1. We also win game 2. We go up 2-1. We go up 3-1. We are back here in Philadelphia. Can we get it done? I'd love to get some gameplay with this team. It'd just be great. As much as the Celtics fan in me dislikes the 76ers here in 2K, it would be fun for me to get them a championship. So why the hell not? I'll see you guys in there. We're up 10 here in Game 5, on the verge of closing out the Oklahoma City Thunder. Harden's got 10, 5, and 10 on the night. Good God, man. Yeah, he's never going to beat the allegations. Anthony Melton's got 2 points. All right. SGA misses a free throw. I mean, this one's not necessarily out of reach. I don't want to just, play like shit and just pretend it's over, because it's definitely not. I've definitely blown leads like this. Miles Turner looks like he's just chilling the hood up, and I love it. But this is obviously, we're feeling good right now. We got the starters in the game, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Desmond Bane has 37. Holy shit, am I happy I traded for that man right there. And, yeah, I mean, let's just do our thing right now. It's not often I get to, have gameplay with Harden and Embiid, so let's just see. Can we get a little pick and roll going here? Oh, my God, it's just too easy. Harden to the rack. Let's go, baby. Oh, my God, give it to him, James, against your, I guess, old team, his first team. Oh, man. This must feel good for him. This must. Getting James Harden, Joel Embiid a ring together. I mean, the basketball fan in me would, love to see it. I love it when guys get rings that, they've been battling for their whole career. It just doesn't really look like the trajectory is going to go that way, which, let's be honest, I don't think James Harden's trajectory right now is suggesting that he's going to get a ring anytime soon. So it would be nice to see him kind of get one. And again, I hope he does at some point. I mean, I want my Celtics to win one first, but if they do, I wouldn't mind seeing, Harden and wherever he may be get a ring, because I think people don't respect James Harden enough for how good he was, especially that MVP season. What was it, 2018? It was mind-boggling. I mean, you don't see things like that happen too often. Like, nobody's really ever. What the fuck was that? I didn't even see a foul there. I don't know. You don't really see stuff like that. And, it's such a he plays the game of basketball in such a way that really nobody can kind of have a similar play style to. I don't really see anybody in the league right now that could do what James Harden did, especially in that MVP season. Again, I'm not saying there should be, but just for me, he doesn't necessarily get the career credit he deserves. Again, I know he has some moments in the postseason where he looks like shit, but also, let's be fair, the only reason at all, and I know he played like shit when it really mattered in Game 7, but the only reason that the Philadelphia 76ers had literally an ounce of chance against the Celtics in that series this year was because of James Harden. Now, I know he played like shit when it really mattered the most, but I don't know. I think Joel Embiid has to step up a lot more. I really do. So I just want to give James Harden his flowers. I mean, not that it means anything coming from me, but he's very fun. He's a very exciting player to watch. He really is. So I hope he ends up landing on his feet. Actually, funny enough, as I was finishing this, not finishing, but as I was simming a season and scrolling through Twitter aimlessly, as I always do, I actually saw an article, I think it was from one of the Athletic reporters, saying James Harden has made it clear to the team that he will still not end up playing for the 76ers this season, even though they're not going to keep him on the trade block and, kind of field offers for him. I don't know what's going to end up happening. I know he's just going to get fined a shit ton if he sits out and doesn't get traded. So that'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But, I mean, the content creator in me hopes he gets traded, makes everything more interesting, and I think the Sixers get worse if he gets traded. Probably there's no player you're getting back that's going to be... The NBA is not one of those leagues where you really trade star for star. You know, I mean, if you look at, like, even this is an example. Obviously, the one with the Clippers and the Thunder where Paul George got sent to LA and obviously SGA came back as the main focal point now. SGA is a star right now, and Paul George obviously still a star, but at the time, SGA was not a star. He definitely had potential. I mean, when you think about it, it's very, very rare that it's a star for star kind of gets traded kind of league. You know, you don't really see that one too often these days. So I just don't think anybody that Philadelphia could potentially get back for Harden would even be remotely close to his level, but interesting. I am interested to see. I think maybe if Harden's like adamant about the fact that he's just not going to play, no matter what, that's not where I pass the ball. If he's just adamant about the fact that he's not going to play this season for Philadelphia, no matter what, I think they might have to expand the list of teams. Now, hopefully Harden would agree to play with those teams again. I mean, at some point in time, you got to kind of still check yourself a little bit. I know he wants to compete for a ring, and if he goes to the Clippers, they're obviously going to do that. But it also comes to a point that, you know, man, you're making $36 million. I mean, I don't really know what I wouldn't do for $36 million. And again, I know it's obviously crazy different circumstances, but it comes to a point where, you know, you really can't complain that much. So I understand it. I understand all aspects of it, but I would not be surprised if, you know, the realm of teams maybe got expanded a little bit if that's something Harden was into. So we're going to hit one more free throw here, and then we'll sim to the end of this game. The final ceremonies takes forever, so Harden goes 2 for 2. And, yeah, that's championship in the books. We cap off this Sixers rebuild with a championship. Rejoice, Philadelphia fans. We got it done for you. Joel Embiid, Finals MVP, just a couple seasons after his first career MVP. So what a way to cap it off. I really enjoyed this one. I think we built a really fun team. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen with James Harden in this offseason. Who knows if he reports to Sixers training camp shortly, or shortly, it's like, what, probably a month plus away at this point. But still, I think we're in a scenario right now where anything and everything can happen. I mean, maybe he swallows his pride and he ends up playing until the deadline for the Sixers. They find a trade, whatever the situation may be. Maybe he finishes out his contract with Philadelphia, goes elsewhere this offseason. I have no idea. Maybe they find a team to move him. I mean, all of these are options, and we don't know what's going to happen. But for me, the content creator in me would like to see him get traded prior to the season. Maybe even at the deadline. That could be fun. But nonetheless, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, something to keep our eyes on. Obviously, you have the whole Damian Lillard saga unfolding as well. Or, well, maybe not unfolding, but still something to keep an eye on. So, of course, let me know any other video ideas you guys do have down below in the comment section. I hope you guys really did enjoy this one. I know I had a ton of fun making it. Definitely spiced up my pretty boring Saturday night. So, as always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.